सबसे पहले मेरे गुरुपाद पद्मों नित्य लीला प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शतस्य श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत श्री महाराज एवं नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट।
Is the sound okay? Haribol? Is the sound okay? Haribol, can someone listen? Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Is it working? Working? Indumati?
तत्पश्चात नित्य लीला प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शतमाद भक्ति वेदांत।
Haribol? Tá bom? Oi?
उपस्थित मातृवृंद हरिकथा पिपासु
So my obeisances to my Gurudeva.
एवं ब्राह्मण मंडली
Also obeisances to the Brahmanas, to the mothers. These Brahmanas
कार्यकर्ता संघ
they are
सदियों की
responsible and taking care for this temple. To all of you, my pranam.
बहुत आनंद की बात है
It's a matter of great joy and happiness that we
सच्चिदानंद रूपाय
directly we are
परतत्व
speaking about the Bhagavatam, which is about Krishna, which is the supreme personality of Godhead,
ब्रह्मा आदि देवताओं की
supreme hero, worshipable for all the demigods.
स्वयं भगवान
Krishna himself, Brajendranandan and Krishna.
कृष्ण की चरण कमलों की सानिध्य में
I mean, it's a very matter of great joy that we are sitting under the feet, next to the feet of Krishna, who is supreme personality of Godhead and worshipable by demigods like this. So, we came here, we were going to listen about Harikatha, some stories of Lord, pastimes. When this supreme good fortune awakens for a living entity, then this Jeev, he sits in Sadhu Sangha, association of Sadhu, and listens Bhagavat Katha and gets this good fortune. Everybody has all the time fear from death, like so to fear and also to take care of children, offspring, take care of children and having babies and like this. So all the living entities, they do the same things, 4 things. It's not different at all. But the acharyas, the good, do sadhu sangha and Bhagavat bhajan. This is something very, very rare, extremely rare. Today we are sitting here to listen to Bhagavat Katha. Those who arrange this Bhagavat Katha, I repeatedly times I make paranam obeisances to them. This Bhagavat is not something ordinary. It's actually directly Bhagavan, that to deliver the jivas of Kali Yuga manifests in the form of Bhagavatam. So later on the Katha, we will listen about like how Swayam Bhagavan Krishna in Dwapara Yuga, when he left this world and went to his own Dham, transcendental world, then Kali Yuga started. The human being in this Kali Yuga has not only one fault, has innumerable, so many faults, many faults, the flaws, the fact. But there is one quality for a human being in Kali Yuga. If he does the kirtan, if he chants holy names of God, Human beings in Kali Yuga, they are like destroyed by the snake of the time. So to deliver this kind of jivas, the Srimad Bhagavatam manifested. This word Bhagavatam is made of 4 syllables. How many? What? Bhagavato. 4 syllables. Bha means prakash, means illumination, like manifest this darkness which is in the heart of the jiva. By listening Bhagavat Katha, all this darkness is destroyed. Ga means Garishta, means all the Puranas. The Srimad Bhagavatam is topmost of all Puranas. Garishta is heavy? Heavy? Better? The best, like heavier. Topmost, like why? We will listen about this in the Vyasa Narada Samvad, conversation between Vyasadeva and Narada Rishi. The essence of all the Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads is Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is Garishta, means he's topmost. Va means vas, like to live. Swayam Bhagavan himself, he stays in the heart of all the jivas as like form of Paramatma, in the form of Paramatma. Ta means tran, means protect, to protect. Because in Kali Yuga, by doing the Shravan and Kirtan of the Bhagavatam, listen and chant, the jiva, what happens? All he frees himself, he becomes protected, from all the kinds of sorrows and unhappiness. Adhyantik, Adidevik, and Adibhautik, these 3 miseries, these 3 kinds of miseries and unhappiness. All the jivas, they are like burning in these 3 miseries, 3 kinds of miseries in this world. And they having so much problems. For example, from the demigods, like for example Adidevik, when it rains so much or doesn't rain at all. Many other kinds of diseases also come from the demigods. The demigods, if they become angry, all this is seen, these diseases and this climate problem. This is called Adidevik. Adibhautik is when other jivas, they give problem to us. For example, a dog bites you. Dog bites, also a cat, or for example a snake bites you. Like if you have suffering from made by other living entities, this is called Adhibhautik. Adhyantik means this agitation of your mind. Mental tension. But by listening Harikatha, we can be protected from all these things. Look. So let's describe who is speaker and who is listener of this Bhagavat Katha. Shukadeva Goswami Pada himself, he preached this Bhagavat Katha in this world. And Parikshit Maharaj, he listened this Bhagavat Katha. There are many processes to attain to Lord. But the topmost method or process to attain to God is by listening Bhagavat Katha. When Shukadeva Goswami Pad in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj, when Shukadeva Goswami came in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj and he sat down to speak Harikatha, at that moment all the demigods like Indra and others, demigods, they brought a pot of nectar and they were present there with a pot of nectar. Yeah, they were there with the pot of nectar. They took, yeah. And with sweet words, they told to Shukadeva Goswami, hey Brahman, oh Brahman, this nectar, those, like if you drink this nectar, become immortal. If someone drinks this nectar, become immortal. So give this nectar to Parikshit Maharaj, make him drink this. And in an exchange of that, we want to drink the Bhagavat Katamritam, means nectar of Bhagavatam. The demigods. Very clever, no? Very clever they are. That's why they said, give this nectar to Parikshit Maharaj, make him drink this. Because after 7 days, this Takshak snake, the snake Takshak, will come and bite him. But if he drinks this nectar before, like he will not be affected like that. So then we have some exchange. We can exchange something for another thing. So by listening to this, Shukadeva Goswami starts smiling. Shukadeva Maharaj left and said, left. Aho. Look, you want to exchange, no? But you have to exchange similar things. You can exchange for another similar thing. You know, things should be similar. You know, same level. Kasudha, this nectar, like you want to compare this nectar with Bhagavad Katha? They are incomparable. Like Bhagavad Katha is incomparable. Just like if you take some, like you know, these pieces of a glass, broken glass, like a broken glass, a broken piece of glass, and you want to compare a broken piece of glass with the topmost jewel, very, very like priceless jewel, very available jewel. Is it possible to actually this kind of exchange one thing for another like that? So the Bhagavad Katha, it's like Bhagavad Katha is like incomparable with this Amrita of Swargalok. This Swargamrita means nectar of the Swarga is like these broken glasses. And the Bhagavad Katamritam is like those who know this sloka can chant together. Many times there was Bhagavat Katha in this temple. Many kind of saints, many saints and realized souls. Sorry, you listen about many souls and realized souls and many saints. So maybe probably you also listen to this Katha about the Gopi Gita, because here before so many Bhagavat Saptaha, so I think you also heard this before. So I just say a little bit about this Gopi Gita slok. Srimati Radhika herself, she said, "Hey Govinda, hey my beloved Krishna, your Katha is like the nectar. In this world, we are drinking many kinds of nectars. This is called Jaramrit, means material nectar. Many kinds of nectars we are taking in this world, drinking. So another nectar after that, like Supira, is called Sargamrit, means the nectar of a Swargalok and celestial, heavenly plants. So this is called Sargamrit, the demigods. They are drinking this nectar. After that, one more nectar is also there, which is called which nectar? Do you know? Mokshamrit means the nectar of liberation. Mokshamrit. And then after that, beyond that, is Premamrit of Lord, means the nectar of loving God. After that, beyond that, is even one more nectar, which is called Rasamrit. It's nectar of Rasamrit. This is in Goloka Vrindavan. In Goloka Vrindavan, you can get this kind of nectar. This Premamrita, it's available in Vaikuntha and also Dwarika, Mathura. You can get this Premamrit. But this nectar beyond that, this beyond this nectar, next nectar, which is Rasamrit. This Rasamrit, nectar of Ras. So that's why this sloka says, "Oh Govinda, your Katha is like a nectar. By taking this, the Jeev always will become immortal forever." Like Krishna says in Bhagavat Gita, "Hey Arjun, my transcendental dham, abode, if somebody goes there, he'll never again come back in this material world. He doesn't need to come back. He'll not come back for birth and death in this world. So if we drink this Katamrit, Bhagavat Katamrit, and then we achieve that transcendental world." In Srimad Bhagavatam, this verse of Bhagavatam is very beautiful. In this world, Gyan, Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, this goes towards the liberation, to drink the nectar of liberation. But if someone listens to the Bhagavad Katha and drink this nectar of Harikatha, he'll give up this nectar of liberation and he'll go towards the Premamrit, means nectar of Prem. Look, I'll tell you one thing. Some people take the melas, they eat this melas, the kind of sugar, the hapadur, and they don't know what is the thing which is sweeter than that. They don't know. But for example, if you give to this person a very sweet rasgulla or ras malai, for example, topmost topmost sweet of Vrindavan, called Karchur, this kind of sweet of Vrindavan, topmost sweet. That person will want to take the gur, means the melas, after you give her the topmost sweet. You want or not? You can tell loudly the answer. No. The person will want what? Take the rasagula, like for example she said. Whatever you say, like what is the name? It's one thing, this sweet, like gulai, gula, you can call many names. So in the same way, this nectar of Bhagavad Gita is so beautiful. We're like Julas is like frying, no? Frying. Julas, frying. Burning. So we are burning this material world, but all our miseries and distress, if we read listen Harikatha, this will go away. Many names.
कौन ऐसे व्यक्ति संसार में है कि भगवान की कथा ऐसे अमृत कथा को
Is there anyone in this world who does not want to listen to this Bhagavad Gita? Raise your hand. Who doesn't want to listen? Raise your hand. Everyone wants to listen. Okay. So raise your hand if you want to listen. So in our Srimad Bhagavata it says, yes, one person does not want to listen. Who? Pashugnath, the butcher, person who kills animals. I'm not saying. Pashugnath means the person who kills the animals. Called also Kashai, means like butcher, not butcher in English. So this person. Haribo? It's working? Not work? So this kind of person doesn't want to listen to Harikatha. The person who kills animals. So very beautifully now, Shukadeva Goswami Pad is saying, he said, that means like the nectar of Bhagavatam doesn't compare to this nectar of Swargalok, you know. He told the demigods, you came with pieces of broken glass, you know, and you're asking me to give you in exchange this nectar of the Harikatha. Even this Harikatha, this nectar of Harikatha is even higher than the Mokshamrit, nectar of liberation. Even higher than the Premamrit is this Rasamrit, nectar of the Ras. You get this only in Goloka Vrindavan, no one else, nowhere else. Because this nectar of Swargalok, heavenly planets, if you take this nectar of Swargalok, again, later you have to come back to this material world. But if you listen Bhagavad Gita, and if you come to Goloka Vrindavan, you never need to come back again to this world. That's why Shukadeva Goswami Pad, didn't give this to the demigods because they were unqualified. So in this way, this Bhagavad Gita is very rare, extremely rare. We cannot even measure how incomparable. How can it's like you cannot compare. You cannot measure how much is rare all this. And all the Harikatha also later will explain how if someone listens the Bhagavad Gita After listening to Bhagavad Gita, Parikshit Maharaj directly he attained the Bhagavad Dham, abode of words. You see, our eyes. There's a difference between our eyes and eyes of Divya Mahapurusha, means like liberated souls. I'll tell you one thing. Don't think I'm like saying like for bad things or like there are two kinds of visions. Kam Chakshu, vision of lust, and Prem Chakshu, vision of Prem, love. With Kam Chakshu, vision of lust, you see everything bad, everything is bad. But with Prem Chakshu, vision of love, you see everything is very beautiful. Like you see everything in a beautiful way. In this world, the jivas, they cannot understand this. What is Kam Chakshu? Vision of lust, and Prem Chakshu. Chakshu means like eyes. Like somebody, if you see someone with love, with the prema, then everything can be like seen or shown. But for example, if in your heart you're with many old bad things and smelly things in your heart, you have like so much dust and bad things in your heart, like dirty things, then if you see a person, that these will also go like will be influenced by what you have in your heart, these bad things. So in Jagannath Puri, for example, what there is there, my Gurudeva told, we have the darshan of Jagannath, very beautiful. This form of melted love of God, Jagannath. So look, there was one old person. He went to Jagannath Puri. He entered the temple. He was standing near Jagannath. Are you seeing Jagannath? No, I cannot see Jagannath. What are you seeing? I'm seeing my like goat, like a goat, female goat. A cabra. I'm seeing the female goat. Why? Because some days ago, his female goat was like she disappeared, and he was thinking about her so much. You come to the temple. You having the darshan of Bhagavan. You have to have the darshan of God with love, prem. Then you'll have really his darshan. But if you come with all this, just like material desires and all this, how will you have the darshan of God? How will it be possible? Such a beautiful deity. Thakurji is like standing like this in a beautiful form. Everything depends on how pure is your heart and mind. How is pure and your thoughts. If your mind and thoughts are not pure, if your sentiments are not beautiful, how will it be possible for you to see? If your heart is not pure, how do you see? Like Vastu at God? No, come. Just if your heart is not pure, how will you see like Vastu? God. Yeah, how do you see God if your heart is not pure? So, Parikshit Maharaj directly, he entered the Nityadam, means transcendental abode of God, eternal. Brahma and other demigods, they were seeing while he was going to the transcendental world. Because Mukta Purusha people, they can see, liberated souls, they can see. We have eyes, but you cannot see all this, you cannot get this chance. Why are we not seeing this? Because of duplicity and hypocrisy. We're full of duplicity and hypocrisy. How can we see? This Chalkapat, if we give up this duplicity and hypocrisy, then we will be able to see.
इसलिए बड़े-बड़े संत महापुरुष
That's why many saints like Brahma and other demigods, they are Mukta Mahapurush, like liberated souls. What did they see? That directly Parikshit Maharaj, after listening to the Bhagavat Katha, he went to the transcendental world, how he went to the transcendental abode of God, how he was going. And all these liberated souls, demigods, they were amazed, like impressed by seeing this. This is such a glory of the Bhagavat Katha, you know. Just by listening to the Bhagavat Katha, just by listening, so many yogis, jnanis, they do so much hard austerities. They are doing so much hard austerities. Some people, they are like just standing with leaning on their own head with the feet up. Have you seen this? Some people, they stand in one feet only, on leg, and one hand up. Have you seen this? Maybe in Vrindavan you saw this. Some saints, they do like this. They stand in one leg, and with one hand also, like lifting one hand. Many times, sometimes we've seen this, doing the parikrama in Vrindavan, you can see this. In the parikrama marg. Sometimes I've seen this, I've seen sometimes this. Person standing one leg with one arm raised also. This heavy austerity. Some people, they put the fire around themselves with wood, for example, burning wood, or also with the gobar means, you know, the poop, how do you say, the dung, como é que fala, esterco de vaca? Cow dung, dried cow dung, also with the fire, they also put around themselves and burn the fire. So like these many people, they do heavy austerities. But listening Katha, which kind of austerity is this, listening Harikatha? Okay, one austerity. You have to put your ear in the Harikatha. Really. This is the topmost austerity, actually. This is the topmost austerity. This is true also, yeah. This is true. One thing is a Shrota, listener. Another? Sota means those who sleep. And another one? Sorota. Sorota means those who cut the betel leaves also, like literal meaning is like this. So these words are very similar. Srota, Sota, and Sorota. But actually the meaning is different. One person is a Srota, means those who listen. Those who are actually listening means that they are keeping in their hearts what they are listening to. This is called Srota. And another is Sota, means those who sleep in the Harikatha. Ah, Maharaj, today your Harikatha was so beautiful, Maharaj, very nice. I've never heard this kind of Katha in my whole life. What the Harikatha, what did you like? Oh, Maharaj, today, for 3 days I was not sleeping. But I just sat down in your Harikatha, Maharaj, you know, and it was enough. At that moment, I just fell asleep completely. And in the middle, the Bhakta says, in the middle, the speaker says, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Then I woke up. I didn't even realize how these 3 hours went by so quickly. So this is called Sota, means those who sleep in the Katha. Third kind of people, Sorota. Sorota is, what is it, Sorota? Those who cut the like betel leaves. This is called. You don't eat the pan, you don't chew the betel leaves, I suppose. Somebody here takes betel leaves? Nobody? Okay. But this pan also some kind is called sopari. This betel nuts. So there's one way of cutting these kind of things. With some kind of iron thing, then they are cutting these betel nuts. In Hindi this is called Sorota. So what is the meaning of this actually? People who come to the Harikatha, but they just sit down and they speak their own Katha. They start speaking in their own Harikatha. It's like speaking other things, you know. They are not listening to the Harikatha. But no. Listen Harikatha. Later. will tell the story of Gokarna and Dundukari. I'll tell the story. You not get the fruit only by listening Harikatha, but by remembering. Just by listening the Harikatha, you cannot get the fruit. But by your mind, if you remember the Katha, if you think about what you heard, then you get the fruit. So I was telling this Katha, how directly Parikshit Maharaj, when he was going to the transcendental world of God, demigod saw this and became amazed. Whoa, how much is the fruit of listening Harikatha? So at that moment, Brahmaji, in Satyaloka, he took a scale, scale to measure things. In one side of the scale, he put all kinds of sadhan. He put all the kinds of sadhan. Like for example, Jnana, Vairagya, knowledge, renunciation, all kinds of sadhana which exist, he put in one side of the scale. Other side of the scale, what did he put? He put only the Bhagavat Katamrita, nectar of the Bhagavatam. And you know what happened? The Bhagavat Katha came down, it was heavier. And all the other thousands of kinds of processes and sadhan, Jnana, Vairagya, all the other kinds of sadhan, they were very light, like they came up, in the scale, those old kind of scales. So which one is heavier? It's the Bhagavat Katha. For example, now you are sitting down, like in an inferior, like you're sitting on the floor, because those who are heavier, they sit on, they go down, like in the kind of the scale, and those who are light, they go up, like in the scale. You understand? So sometimes in the Bhagavat, in Vrindavan, some person used to say, there's Jamindar, means landowner, and Chokidar. Chokidar means like the gatekeeper or like the doorkeeper. Those who sit on floor, they're called Jamindar, but also means like landowner. And those who sit on top of this like a wooden platform on which Gurudev is sitting, for example, this is called Chokidar also. Like you can say like that. So it means like a gatekeeper or like a doorkeeper. So who is topmost, doorkeeper or a landowner? Who is topmost or like higher? You can tell me? Chokidar is no. Who is higher? Is a jamindar, means a person who owns mainly lands and all. So who is topmost? Who is higher? The listener or the speaker of Katha? The listener, he's sitting down, like because actually he's heavier, he's superior, and the speaker is sitting up, means he's lighter or inferior. So you are actually very fortunate, all of you, because you are listening Bhagavat Katha. So that's why Brahmaji, he took the scale, he put it, the scale, and he saw, he measured and saw how actually the Bhagavat Katamritam is so like the highest of everything. If you, by listening to Bhagavat Katha, all this illusion, confusion, all this fear, all this distress, everything, you'll be free from all this. But you should listen properly. Whatever the Bhagavat Katha is going on, the 4 daughters of Jam Maharaj, they automatically come. You should always remember this. Okay, you're listening Harikatha, you have to listen, but this how many daughters? 4 daughters of Jam Maharaj, they will come. You cannot see them. You cannot see them. I'll tell you one more thing, another story. I'll tell you. Swayam Bhagavan Vishnu himself, he was wandering everywhere, and one time, at one moment, he went to Jampuri, means hellish planets. He went to hell. Jampuri means where the Jam Maharaj is making justice and giving the chastisements to the sinful persons. People nowadays, they don't believe this. Is really Jam Maharaj exists? Does hell really exist? Jamalok, hell, Naraka exists? Many people, they don't believe in this because Kali Yuga, Oh no, people didn't
Drink
believe.
and eat.
Just drink and have fun, you know. Drink and be merry, like have fun. Oh, name of God, nothing. These saints, these brahmanas, they just want to fill up their belly, and they wrote these things, these books, and they keep reading these books. There's not anything about piety and sin. This is not the true. Just drink and drink and eat. If you don't have ghee in your house, no problem. You can take ghee. You can take loan from others, and you don't need to give money back. Don't give the money back to them. Just take the loan and don't pay it back. You just keep saying, "I'll give tomorrow. I give tomorrow," but don't give. Never give. After death, what? No, nothing. Oh, like all the time you see some person died and then they burned his body. He became like ashes. Means after dying you become ashes, you know. So they think he will come back just to take your loan to pay, to ask for your money back, his money back. No, so just take a loan and don't need to pay back. By like some, just lie and take the loan and don't need to give back the money, because after death there's nothing. So I need to give back. There's not God, soul. This doesn't exist. This Bhagavat and all this, the explanation of hell and all. This is all for what? To fill up the bellies of the brahmanas. These stories like this. This is nothing. This thing of worship and reading the books, sacred books. This is nothing. Until you're alive, you should just be happy, you know. Do everything for happiness. How? You don't have money? Just steal. You don't have money? Just steal. Take the knife and just, you know, how to say, grab, no, stab. Stab someone. Okay. You just stab someone, no problem. Take the money from others. Because this body will be destroyed. And who will come back to take the loan back? I mean, to take the money back from you. So many people there are atheists like this. But whatever... But whatever they say, actually, if you take even 1 cent from some person, you need to come back to pay these cents back. Like, means 1 penny you have to give back. Like I tell you one story, just by listening to this, all your hairs will stand on end, because it's an impressive story. There was a Brahman person. He saw the Kundali, means like a birth chart. He saw the birth chart. He was seeing the birth chart. Mapastral. And then the person who he was doing this birth chart to, I mean, he was doing the birth chart of another person. And another person asked him, please, what? So, look, one person came to one Brahman and asked him, please tell me, according to the birth chart, which is the best time for my son to get married. So this Brahmana, he was a true, like bona fide Brahman. And according to what this person wanted, he saw the birth charts and everything and said, oh, this muhurta, this time is good for marriage of your son. So this person left, and after that, another person came. By seeing this person, the Brahman became afraid. Where did you come from? 5 years ago, Brahmana said, I burned your body. Brahmana said, I remember you died and I burned your body 5 years ago. I remember. I burned your body in the crematorium place. How did you come back here? Are you a ghost? The Brahmana was afraid. Then, no, don't be afraid. What you're saying is true. I really died and you burned my body. So how are you again here? What happened? Tell me. Don't be afraid. I'll tell you. Listen. Sit down with like peacefulness. Like just listen. Look. I am a Jamaduta now. What? Jamadut. I am a messenger of Jam Maharaj. What? You came to take me? No, it's not your time yet to go. I'll tell you one thing. This person who just came now before me, that wanted to do the muhurta, time for marriage of his son. Good time for the marriage of his son, wedding, for the marriage. What? Good time for the wedding ceremony of his son, sorry. So, after 10 minutes he'll die, this person who came here before. After 10 minutes he has to die. And Jam Maharaj sent me here. So I came here. I thought, oh, Jam Maharaj sent me here to take this person to Jam Maharaj. Still I have 10 minutes before taking him. This person will die and then I take him. So I thought, oh, I have some time, 10 minutes. So you are my friend, so you did you burned my body. So I thought, oh, I'll see my friend for this 10 minutes. That's why I came here to see you. What? Okay, tell me, how did you become a Jamadut, messenger of Jam Maharaj? The Brahmana asked this person. I'm not, this is true, completely true, I'm not lying. So how did you become a Jamadut? Oh, I'll tell you one thing. This person said, that person who 100 times they come to hell, they come to hell to suffer because of sinful deeds, then again comes back, then again goes back again to the hell for 10 times in a row. Sorry, not 10, 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Then the Jama Maharaj give this duty to this person who are coming 100 times in a row to hell. You should become a Jamadut. Like the Jamaduts, they take the person to hell, other persons to hell. So you may believe or not, but Jam Maharaj has one assistant, clerk, called Chitragupta. You know the CCTV means security cameras and all CCTV. They are taking your photos and filming. You don't even can see these pictures. I mean the cameras. So that's why his name is Chitragupta. Whatever you do in the dark, in the middle of the where there's no one, where there's no light, anything you do, he sees this Chitragupta, and he takes the pictures. He's like the police is beating the thief. That's my first time. Look, your first time. How many times you done before? Like the police might tell the thief, no, you're lying. I know you did all this many times, like this. So this clerk of Jam Maharaj, his name is Chitragupta, and he has the proof of everything you did, all the times, all the moments. So he's taking Chitragupta, you know, like Gupta means hidden and Chitra means like image. So he's taking like the photos, hidden photos of. He's recording everything you do. So those who come 100 times in a row to the hell, they are given this duty to take other persons to hell. Means they become Jamadut. Bring that sinner person to hell. Like they have this duty. In the 5th canto of Bhagavat, it explains how like sinful persons and bad persons and how the Jamadutas, they beat them so much. They like beat them so much. In 1 second, they have to walk in a hot sand and with their necks are binded and they are beating and they have to walk on that. This is the job of Jamaduts. Walking in hot sand, garam bhalu hai. Jam Maharaj vichar dete. Anyway, so the Chitragupta, he has all their history, everything you did. Then he tells the Jam Maharaj, oh, this person did this, that, and then the person is taken to hell. There's so many kinds of hell. In the Purana is explained. Bhagavatam explains that. Also explains many times about different kinds of hell also. So by listening about all the hells, Parikshit Maharaj starts crying. And he prayed to Shukadeva Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj prayed, Hey Brahman Gurudev, there's no way for this deliverance of these jivas. This again, it means ignorant jivas who are doing the sin. There's no any way for their deliverance. For infinite time, they'll just be going to the hell all the time and coming back to hell again and again. So, after listening this question, then Shukadeva Goswami, in the 6th canto, Shukadeva Goswami told the story of Ajamil. Later, I'll tell this katha.
तो मैंने जो कहा था वो ब्राह्मण ने
So
पूछा,
the
"आप
Brahman
बताओ,
asked, tell me,
ये तो जमदूत बन जाता है, कौन जमदूत बनते हैं?"
okay, who becomes a Jamadut? That person who comes 100 times in a row to the hell.
और
To the hell.
जमालय में, नरक में
And in the hell,
क्या होती है?
what happened to
पिटाई
them?
होती है।
They beat.
खलते हुए तेल में
They put in the
उसको डाल दिया जाता है।
boiling oil. They put others in the boiling oil.
जैसे हम लोग
Just like when you do the pakora. You know pakora. What do you do? Make?
क्या बनाते हो?
What do you make? Cook?
पकौड़ा बनाते हो?
Pakora, no? No, pakora. How do you make the pakora?
अरे तेल में तेल तक खलते
You
हैं,
put,
तेल जब
you know,
गर्म होगा
when the very hot oil.
गरम नहीं है, वो डाल दिया।
If you put the pakora in the oil, which is not hot, the pakora will like drown in the oil. The tail means the oil should be almost boiling, like very much hot, before you put the pakora to fry. So those who do the sinful activities, they put in the boiling oil, or and they make the pakora with them. It's like burn them, but the person doesn't die because but if they burn my body, I'll die. No, the Bhagavat explains that when the person goes to hell, they are giving one specific kind of body. It's called Jatanamai Sari. Which kind of body? I told. Jatanamai Sari means they feel the pain and all the suffering, but they don't die. They just feel all this bad feeling. I mean the pain and all this. Okay, tell me. But who is beating them in the hell? Okay, we know that those who are Jamadut, they become Jamadut by going to the hell 100 times to hell. For example, if you go to the jail all the time also, if you go to the jail all the time also, you become a jail keeper. Like maybe you also be working in the jail. They make you like they give you something to do in the jail. So those who are beating others in the hell, there's 8,400,000 of hells. Rorav, Narak, many kinds of hell. So tell me, those person who beats other in the hell, how do they become this? How do they get this kind of position? Those who go 1,000 times in a row, 1,000 times in a row to the hell. So they have more job to do there. Like they have more duties. Like they beat others in there. Before I also thought, like sorry. So this is true. So they are beating others. Those who go 1,000 times in a row to hell. So don't be atheist. Be theist. Like if you have faith in God. You should have faith in God. You should respect everyone and should be equal to everyone. To your mother, father, you should respect always your mother and father and your superiors and gurus. You should always respect all the saints and Brahmins and everyone actually. You should do good things only. Good activities. This is the meaning of what I want to say. All the Shastra also says this. How you should respect and honor your mother and father and also your superiors. And also how you should give respect to Brahmanas also. And slowly you can develop your life in a good way like this. You should never rob or take anything from others, like stealing like this. And if you get two rotis, two chapatis, you should eat only half of chapati. Like if you get two chapatis, you eat half of one and another 1.5 chapati you should give to others, distribute, share with others. In the 11th canto, Bhagavat says, he told Uddhav, this life is also like this. You should follow Sat Dharma, means like you should give up bad things and only do religious good things, like this. Then you can develop and progress. So I'll start continuing the rest of Harikatha. So I'll tell you the glory of the Bhagavatam. In the Padma Purana explains, and also all the Puranas also explain. There are many kathas about the glory of Bhagavatam. Just like, for example, the story of Gokarna and Dundukari. In ancient times, in the south of India, at the banks of the Tungabhadra river, There was a very rich, very rich Brahman, means a Brahmana, used to live there. Every day he used to do the Brahmana activities. For example, these activities are Jojan, Jajan, means like this sloka explains the activities of the Brahman. For example, these are 6 activities. For example, they do the puja part, means like they do worship, and they also study the scriptures, and they teach the scriptures to others. They take donation, and also they give donation. So the first one, no, they do worship, and also like for others also. I mean, not worship others, worship in behalf of others, like this. So this person was very rich, Atmadeva Brahman, one kind of Brahmana he was, and he had so much money. His name was Atmadev. But he was very unhappy, this Brahmana. Why? Because he had no daughters nor sons. He had no kids. And his wife, externally she was very susila, means like calm and quiet and nice person. But internally she was very, how? Kalaprabha means she was very like quarreling. Kal means like she was always quarreling, quarreling all the time. Actually, internally she had this nature. This kal, this word can be divided into 2. Kal means person eating and also fighting with you, like eating from your hands, like eating what you give, and also quarrel with you also. In the same plate the person is eating, this person is making a hole in the plate he's eating, like cuspir no prato que comeu. So we said kal means person eats, khata means he's eating, and la means larai carne, also the person is fighting, means like quarreling, Some people, they have this kind of nature. He'll eat from your hands like this, but also he'll like take everything from you, and like also like he will quarrel with you, and Kali Yuga, no? They'll lie and quarrel with others, fight with others. This is Kal. It's quarreling. But her name was very beautiful, no? Do you remember her name? Her name was Dunduli. It's like creating the smoke. Her name means like this, literally creating the smoke or something. So one day, this Brahmana went to one garden and sat down under one tree. At that moment, one saint came. By seeing the saint, the Atma Deva Brahman, he grabbed the feet of the sadhu and started crying. Seeing the cry of this person, the saint asked him, "Why are you crying, O Brahman?" Atma Deva Brahman told, "Hey saint, I have all money, I have everything, but I don't have any children. That's why I'm so unhappy." The saint told, "Look, in this world, whatever we get, or also whatever is taken from us, is all in the hands of God, means hands of providence. For example, what you gain, what you lose, whatever your fame and reputation you have, anything is in the hands of God, like hands of providence." Everybody should sing.
वो आत्मदेव ब्राह्मण बहुत समझाया.
So the saints try to make this Brahman Atmadev, try to make him understand by many ways.
मैं तो दिव्य दृष्टि से मैं देख रहा हूं.
Then the saint told, oh Brahman, I'm seeing with my transcendental vision
एक जन्म नहीं है.
that not for one birth, but for
सातों जन्म तक
7 lives. For 7 lives you not have any children. You cannot have any children for 7 lives. Not for one. For 7 lives you'll not have any offspring. Means you'll not have any babies like children. The Atmadev Brahman started crying so much. Look, you are a saint. You can do the impossible possible, the possible impossible, like Bhagavan. The saints are also Bhagavan. They also call Bhagavan. Whatever is going to happen, they can change whatever will happen, and also they can do whatever impossible, they can also make possible. So tell me, Maharaj, this Brahmana told the saints, you can do everything. So I want one son. Please, Maharaj. After that, the saints, Atmadeva Brahman, by the saint saw him crying so much. So the saint gave him a fruit with some mantra inside, some mantra. Take this fruit and give it to him. No. And you should give this fruit to your wife. Make her eat this. And when your wife eats this, she'll get a beautiful child. Religious son she'll get. By saying this, the saint gave that fruit to the Atmadeva Brahman, this Brahmana. And the Brahmana Atmadev, he came to his house back, and he gave to his wife, what was her name? Dunduli. Take this fruit. And if you take this fruit, if you eat it, you'll be pregnant. You'll be pregnant and have one baby. I told before, remember that the Brahmani means wife of the Brahmana. She was like this, all making quarrel, creating discussion and like arguments and quarrel. When the husband used to come to the house, she was speaking with him so sweetly, nice. But when the husband goes out from the house, she was quarreling even with the neighbors, all the time. I told she had this nature. Just eating and fighting, like quarreling. Only this. Kal means kal, eating, and also la means fighting, quarreling. Like externally, this like bad persons, what they say? Externally, they speak sweet words, very nice sweet words. Externally, when they speak, they're like expert in speaking. They speak very nicely and sweet. It looks like nectar is coming from their mouth, but in their hearts, they have what? Poison. So this Dunduli was like this. And then she said, oh, I'm thinking, my husband brought this fruit. This is, how possible the fruit will give the child, so many fruits are here in my house. We all eat fruits. In Ekadashi, everybody eats fruits and nobody gets pregnant. Does anyone get baby just by eating fruits? Every Ekadashi people eat the fruit so much and nobody's getting pregnant out of it because of it. She was doubting, Oh, how many saints we've seen, sorry. This is all useless, this is not true. The saint gave the fruit, and just by eating this fruit, I'll be pregnant. This is possible for. Is this possible? Of course not. And also in Kali Yuga, so many saints, they're just lying. There's one saint came to someone's house and told, give me 100 rupees and everything will be good for you. Everything will be good in your house. Then the person the ladies are very simple. Oh, it's a very good saint, and gave him 100 rupees. Then the saint thought, why don't take more money from her? 100 rupees. I got 100 rupees so easily, so why don't I take 1,000 rupees from her? Oh, daughter, Betty, your husband is not in the house, he's working. Okay, your life's not going well. Oh yeah, the business of my husband is not going well and all. She agreed. Saint said, because in your courtyard, I mean garden of your house means like 300 meters under the earth, there is a mine of, like, how to say, oil, oil, how to say, minas de petróleo. So there's oil under your earth, 300 meters, and you just dig and take this oil and you can sell and be so rich, and you can build a house with 3 floors. I see that just here in your house in the garden, 300 meters down, there is a mine, like a how to say, spring of petróleo, oil spring. How do you say in English? Anyway, just like so much oil coming from there, you can sell all this and get so much money. And how much you want to, how much they give you, Maharaj? Okay, before there was these red notes of 1,000 rupees, but now not anymore, just 500 rupees. In India, they don't have these notes. So this lady was also very clever. So she said, is he really seeing with his transcendental vision that there is this oil under my earth? So she wanted to test him also before giving the money and everything. So she said, Maharaj, I'll give you the 1,000 rupees, and also I'll give you something to eat. Oh, daughter, very nice. Yes, because I'm feeling so hungry. Yeah, please give me food also. So she put the rice in the plate and also made sabji for him, everything. And look, under the rice she put some ghee. When you eat the rice, then she put some ghee under it. She said, Saint, please eat this rice. Oh, you don't have ghee in your house? The saint told her, you gave this all dry rice, please put some ghee. Then this very smart lady said, oh saint, with your transcendental vision you saw that 300 meters of my here in my house, 300 meters down of the yard, I have oil, and you cannot see that just under this small rice there is ghee. You cannot see the oil, the ghee. You saw that 300 meters under the earth in my house I had this oil mine, like a place of so much oil coming. And you don't see just little bit of rice, that under this rice there's ghee. You cannot see that. You are a liar, sadhu. So many people, they do like this, especially because the ladies, the sisters, they are so simple and they lose everything because of this, to these like liar sadhus. So in this way, Dunduli, she said, oh, my husband came to like the clutches of which kind of saint, we don't know. He said that if I take this fruit I'll be pregnant. But maybe he's really a saint, this person. You cannot say that all saints, they are liars and like not bona fide. Actually, there are also good and bona fide. So she was also afraid, this Dunduli. So she was thinking, if I eat this fruit and if I really do get pregnant, and I cannot eat like all the things I want, I will be fat, and like if a thief comes to my house, I cannot even like run away from the thief, and I'll be killed like that. She started thinking so many things. So one friend from a far place came and gave some advice. Look, this friend said, hey Dunduli, why are you so worried? I'm also pregnant. I just became pregnant after 1 month. Sorry, I'm 1 month pregnant. 1 month old pregnancy. So just give me some money, and when my child is born, I will give you my child at the same moment he takes birth. And you just make a fake belly. You pretend you're pregnant and tell everyone you're pregnant and make a fake belly, fake womb. Oh yeah, this is true. This Dunduli agreed. So Dunduli, what did she do? She gave that fruit the saint gave and gave to the cow, but that whatever which is given by a true saint, it's never in vain. So what happened is like amazing thing happened. The cow who ate the fruit, that cow also became pregnant. And
उनके सही रातों रात
in the middle of the night,
नवजात बच्चे को
her friend gave her the newborn baby she had, gave it to Dunduli.
और देखो
And
प्रातःकाल होने के
early in the
साथ ही
morning,
साथ
what happened?
भगवान कैसे
By Lord's Leela, who knows the pastimes of God, what happened?
वो गाय भी
That cow also gave birth to one child that same
बिल्कुल मनुष्य के हाथ में गाय भी
time. And also that
पेट से कैसे एक मनुष्य के हाथ
from the belly of the cow came a human being. Just the ears were like a cow. That's why the name was Gokarna. His name was Gokarna. Gokarna, go cow, Karna, ears. So it was a human being born from the cow, but with the ears of cow.
अपने सही भी
So
बच्चे को जो है बच्चे को वो पालने पोषने लगे नाम रख दिया
So, actually, Dunduli started taking care of the son of her friend, and she gave name Dundukari because of her own name. So, the name of the baby of the cow was Gokarna, and the name of baby of her friend Dundukari. But the natures of these two boys, they were completely different. Gokarna became a Mahatma, means like a great person. So much calm and quiet. He was a learned scholar, a saint. And Dundukari was completely opposite of that. He was like stealing, you know. From childhood he had this nature. He was drinking, stealing, taking things from others, like a not giving back, and he had his nature. Early in the morning, he used to come to his father, please give money. Give money. If father didn't give money, then he was beating his own dead father. So how many kinds of bad things were going on in that house? And then the Atma Deva Brahman thought, oh my, if I didn't have any kids and children, it would be better. It would be better if I had no children. What is this Dundukari doing? So the Brahman was very upset with everything. Then the Atma Dev Brahman, he told his religious son, Gokarna, oh my son, tell me, what should I do? Your brother, Dundukari, he drinks alcohol, he behaves so badly, he does so many bad things. He's destroying my wealth, like wasting my money, so what should I do? Then the Gokarna told, oh my father, this is all, this plays, like a play of the karma, it's all the result of karma, so give up everything and go for Tirtha Yatra, means pilgrimage. Everything in this world is, nobody belongs to anyone, like nothing is ours also. Just you're in the Maya illusion, just give up everything and do bhajan. So Gokarna told so many Gyan Vairagya explanations to his father. So a son is actually a son, the son who gives good instructions to his father. And a real father is actually a father if he gives Satupadesh, means like good instructions, proper instructions to the son. The guru is not actually a guru if that guru is not also giving these good instructions to the disciple. That mother is not a mother that doesn't give these good instructions to the children. The husband is not a husband if this husband is not also giving good instructions to the wife. So in the Bhagavatam, later we'll discuss about this in the Bhagavatam. So in the same way, Gokarna, he gave so many Gyan Vairagya Katha, told knowledge and renunciation Katha to his father. He said, oh my father, just go to do the Bhagavat Bhajan. By listening to this, Atmadeva Brahman, he gave up everything. He left, renounced to do the Bhagavat Bhajan. And the Dundukari, so the father, the husband left the house and Dundukari was there. So the son Dundukari was asking Mother Dunduli, where is the money of my father? Where is the money of my father? And even beating his own mother. Then Dunduli also, she was so upset and she gave up her own body. She killed herself. So the house was like hell. And the Gokarna, by seeing all this, he also left for pilgrimage. And always remembering to God, he left. And Dundukari, he stayed alone in his house. stealing, drinking, alcohol. His life was completely based on terrible things, like doing bad things. So he put his five prostitutes in his house. And one time this Dundukari also went to the king's place and took so many valuable things from the king, like he stole, right? Then he showed the prostitutes, look, I brought these things from the king, and he was drunk, when he did that. He showed, and the prostitutes told, oh, but this is money, like a wealth of king. Certainly tomorrow morning, the people of the government will come, and they will die. They will kill us or arrest us, anything. So what to do? The prostitute thought, if there's no bamboo, there will not be any flute. So if we kill the Dundukari, we will take all this wealth of the king and we'll go by ourselves. Thinking like this, these five prostitutes, what did they do? They first beat up Dundukari because Dundukari was completely drunk, So he was not properly responding. His body was not okay because he was so drunk. So they just beat him. Then they bind his feet and hands and beat him so badly, bitterly beat, until he died. But he was not dying. Then they put some a torch, burning torch, in his mouth, and then he died. When he died, what did they do with his body? There was a well on the courtyard. In the house there was they put his body on this well, under the well, inside the well, and they put a big stone on top of it. And in the middle of the night, all these five prostitutes, they left everything. They took everything and left, and nobody knew what happened. Nobody from the village knew what was going on. How Dundukari died, they didn't know. So by dying in such a way, suddenly, and this bad death, let's say like this, Dundukari became a ghost, and he was living in that village, and he was haunting all the village people. Like when people were walking sometime in a way on the night time, then Dundukari used to manifest terrible forms to scare the villagers. They have this Bayu Sharir, the ghosts, the airy body, so they can haunt people. Somebody's coming, for example, on the way in the middle of night, then they start haunting like this, ha ha ha, making them afraid, He was also doing this, Dundukari. He was also throwing stones on people's houses, making them afraid. So all people from village, they left. Only 2-4 persons stayed in the village. The rest, everybody left. They left the village. Nobody wanted to live there. So Gokarna, one day he was just traveling, and he came to his own village back. He saw that no one is in his house living, and then he just slept on the bed. Then in the middle of the night, somebody was raising his bed up and down, and some noise, and he was thinking, what is this? Probably some bhut pishach, some ghost or witch. What is that? So in the morning, next day, he asked, Prabhu, can put down a little bit, just put in front of the food, no? I cannot understand, no? So the Gokarna saw. So the next day, Prabhu, other side of the camera. So the Gokarna next day, again the ghost was haunting, and he said, who are you? Manifest your form. So at that moment, Dundukari said, oh, my brother. Gokarna, I'm your brother. I'm your brother because I died in a bad way, and suddenly I died such a bad way. I was born as a ghost. And listening to this Gokarna, he did Pindadan of his brother for many pilgrimage places. So Gokarna, in this way, he went to many tirthastan, many sacred places, and with the Brahmins, he also gave donation, many kinds of donations, but still nothing happened to Dundukari. And he was thinking, how can my brother be delivered? So in this way, thinking like that, directly Surjadev, he manifested in front of Gokarna and told, hey Gokarna, to deliver your brother, like he's so sinful, cannot be delivered just by doing the donation and all this charity. To deliver your brother, there's only one way, by listening, making him listen, telling him the Bhagavat Katha. By listening to this, Gokarna, he started speaking Bhagavat Katha. And then they put one bamboo with 7 knots, and he called his brother to come inside this bamboo stick. And a very amazing thing happened because of the influence of Harikatha. Each day of the Harikatha, of Bhagavat Katha, each one of the knots of the bamboo you would like burst, explode. So after 7 days, 7 days, what happened? Vishnuduts, they came with a Biman, means like a transcendental chariot, and then Dundukari did pranam to everyone, manifested another body, like a nice body, and he sat down with the Vishnu Dutas and went to Vaikuntha Dham. All people who were also listening, they became amazed. Wow, so much influence and potency of Bhagavat Katha. Everybody said, but we also listen to Bhagavat. Why we're not delivered? You're being partial, partial. Only your brother delivered from Bhagavat Katha. We didn't deliver. But Gokarna said no. Only by listening to Bhagavat Katha you cannot get the fruits. You should also think about it. After listening, you should think in your mind about what you've listened. You should also listen. Like we're doing the 7 days Bhagavat Katha. So my request to all of you, every day you should come according to the time. So they will begin 6 or 6:30. But from tomorrow on, we will start 5 o'clock. What time? 5 o'clock we'll start the Katha. We'll begin the Katha from 5 o'clock onwards. So at least come 4 or 4:30 maximum. You should come because 5 o'clock Harikatha will begin. Kirtaniyas also, they will come and they will do the Kirtan also. Because here we are fixed by the time, Everything is already scheduled. Like everything goes according to the time and the schedule. This is very good. For example, now already the time, I have only 5 minutes to finish. Then according to the everyday rule here in the temple, they also will do the Arati of Thakurji. And also we'll do the Arati of Bhagavan. All people take prasad also. So we'll stay here for 7 days. Listening Harikatha. The Bhagavad is made of 18,000 slokas. It's not possible to speak all kathas, but whatever is possible, I will try to describe to you. At least the 10th canto. I'll try to describe the 10th canto. Tomorrow especially, we'll speak about Shuk Parikit Samvad. Also the Shukadev Goswami birth, also Parikit Maharaj Katha, also Narad Vyas Samvad, also is explained. And then we will continue Harikatha. Like this, you have the benefits of listening all this Katha. So like this, I give a pause to my Harikatha. Also our Kirtaniyas will do some Kirtan. And then you can relish all this ras. Boले Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai.
आइए सब लोग मिलकर के वृंदावन चले। आए मेरे उठे